Meaning Jo Acholi. Welcome back to Chaka Leb Acholi and Jackline Ikang of God. One segment me Magwi County. Apwoyo for joining and watching the recordings. I'm not reading in this segment. I want to. Once I finish reading about Pajok Payam, Amira ni wakani kong illustration mingo maps mo kami. Present-day Southern Sudan, they're focused on Eastern Equatoria state, basically narrowing it down to Pajok. Just so our audience can have a visual representation of what we're reading about or what we just concluded reading about. Okay, which is Pajok. Okay. Please make sure to like, comment, share. Follow us on Facebook. We are on Facebook as Chaka Leb Acholi. Okay, we are also on YouTube as Chaka Leb Acholi. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with everything. Please also follow and subscribe to the official Facebook page, which is Chaka Leb Acholi. You can also follow me on my personal Facebook, which is Chaka Ikang, South Sudan, where I also share information about Acholi, including content on South Sudan, our communities in South Sudan, our cultures in South Sudan, in neighboring countries such as Uganda and Kenya, and also content on other African cultures. But on Chaka Leb Acholi, this is the platform where I'm only posting about information about Acholi migration, Acholi settlement, the different clans of Acholi and the subclans of Acholi in present-day South Sudan, and eventually we'll make our way to the Acholi communities of present-day Uganda. Yeah, hold on, my take. Tina Wani says what you look me Pajok to some of our Acholi speakers being the younger generation, especially those who grew up in the diaspora. No gingeo ko kama Pajok landscape. So I want to Tino, I would give you a neighbor down, including audience to Amoma non-Acholi or non-South Sudanese or non-Woma landscape tour with the South Sudan. So today in this session, I'm going to read a bit of look up information about money, the government structure, landscape in South Sudan, and also Kidma administrative units are divided in the South Sudan. And then I wanted to see where, I wanted to see where Pajok falls within the administrative system and share that with our audience, including our youth. People like my son, he's 20, but he doesn't know much about South Sudan. I myself didn't know much about South Sudan until I took a book. Me Acholi Guinea. But I know for sure there's some people who do not know too much about South Sudan, the government system or the political system of South Sudan, the political maps of South Sudan or the administrative units of South Sudan. I want to share information in the audience today. Before I check up on look mingo, either Paniko or Mayo. I haven't decided on whether I'm going to about Romeo, will I'm going to about Paniquara, will I'm going to about Paloa today. So I will surprise you after this video. I on one of those subclans. Well, one of those clans, present-day South Sudan. Okay, so since I'm in Idu, location mi Pajok. Anyuro last time look mi paluaging on again. Amira Chaka nyur idukong landscape me present day South Sudan. More so, my focus is on Pajok, so the audience will know exactly where it's located. Okay. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. Okay. Now, if you are locally in South Sudan and you know where all these administrative units or counties and payams are, you can disregard Ngamatia look about Kan on the show today. This is mainly for Jumang Neoko. Someone like me, I had to really do some research in the past couple of years to really understand Kamawa Bino yeah. So I can better discuss it with family and friends and our community members and also my peers, people I work with every day. Let me see if I can get the map. I'm going to put it on stage. Okay. Okay. My Enman map, I'm using ArcGIS satellite missions. Again, I love using satellite imagery. So I'm going to show you guys Pajok. Okay. So what you see here, excuse my laptop for shaking, is the location of Pajok in Eastern Equatoria State in present-day South Sudan. Let me just zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the satellite image of Eastern Africa. Now, if I zoom in, I did put in a search for Pajok. Right here, you can see that my search result is for Pajok, Eastern Equatoria. That's where the pin is right now. Now I'm going to zoom in slowly so you guys can see where Pajok is. This is in present-day South Sudan. And you can see that Pajok is very close to the border of Uganda. Okay, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, and it's very close to the border. The border is known, or we call it as Ngamoromo, which basically means where the two lands meet or where land meets. Okay, being where South Sudan meets Uganda. We call it Ngamoromo. Okay, let me zoom in some more. So this is Pajok. I'm trying to zoom and see what else I can capture. It looks like that's all that I can capture from the satellite here. Let me see what else is here. So this is the Magwi Pajok road right here, which is basically a road through Magwi County going into Pajok. Okay, Pajok is part of Magwi County, and I'm going to explain to you guys how the administrative or government units are divided so you can understand where Pajok is situated and under which administrative division, to give you guys an understanding of how the people of Pajok or the Acholi of Pajok are governed. Not that you need to know everything about the Acholi people, but I hope that this platform can help you understand a little bit more about where we come from and how we basically take care of ourselves or self-govern ourselves on a local level. Okay. Let me keep zooming here. I don't see any more information through satellite. Let me see. Let me try to go up just a little bit. If you go all the way up north here, you see Torit is further up north. Okay, Torit, remember, if you can recall from the reading, Torit was where the local government center was situated, right? The main center, government center of Southern Sudan, how we were governed. The actual government center was located in Torit. Torit was seen as the capital of Southern Sudan at the time, okay? So Torit is further northeast, and all of these communities you see here on the map, they are part of Eastern Equatoria state. Okay, we as the Acholi people are from Eastern Equatoria state of South Sudan. Okay, and you can see the division here. Right next to Eastern Equatoria is Central Equatoria right here. Okay, in Juba, the capital of present-day South Sudan, is inside Central Equatoria State, but Pajok is part of Eastern Equatoria, okay? Now, if I were to do the search again so you guys can see, I'm just gonna go here and go into search and type in what I wanna see. So Pajok, I already did Pajok, right? Let me see, what place in Pajok do I wanna look at? How about, I'm trying to think of a place to look up. Now, the subclans are considered, they're considered bomas, boma administrative units, okay? While the sub-counties are payams, okay? I don't think anything else will pop up. Let me try Poge. Poge. Poge has a different spelling. South Sudan. Pajok, Poge, Eastern Equatoria. Let me see if it takes me to the same place. Okay. Pajok, Poge. This is a result of Poge. Poge is located right here where that pin is, as you see on the map here. How close is that to anything else? Nothing. So Poge is part of Pajok. It's towards the eastern coast of Pajok, and further south of Pajok, way closer to the border than the actual location of Pajok on the map was. So Poge, you see here, is a lot closer to the border to Uganda. Poge, Pajok. Okay, so this is just a satellite image. I'm going to stop sharing this and share some information about Ikang. Need to stop sharing. And then I want to share more details about administrative units to give you guys a better picture of how the administrative units are divided. Okay, I was trying to put it together for you guys so you guys can understand. We're going to share another illustration, so you guys can understand. Again, my Acholi people, if you already know this, you can disregard this information. Okay, this is mainly for people who want to understand what we are reading about, the locations we're reading about, and how the government system is structured in that area. Okay. So now, this is the illustration of how the community is divided into a political system or political units in present-day South Sudan. Okay. I hope you guys can see. Okay, so South Sudan is divided into states, okay? And the states are governed by governors, okay? So an example can be the Eastern Equatoria state, right, where we are from, where Pajok is located. Eastern Equatoria has a governor, okay? Now, the division following that, the subcategory underneath states is counties, okay? We have counties, which are divided, states are divided into counties, I'm sorry, speaking backwards. Okay, now the counties are governed by executive directors, such as Magwi County. Okay, Pajok also falls under Magwi County. Okay, now after counties, we have payams. Okay, payams are sub counties. Okay, and they are also governed by administrators or commissioners. Okay, such as examples of payams are Pajok Payam, Magwi Payam, Iwere Payam. Okay. Now, underneath payams, we have bomas. Okay, these are local administrative units. All right, these could be governed by the local subplans, basically. So, say for example, Pajok has, I don't know, more than 14 subplans, and I believe each subplan may have BOMA. They may be a BOMA in itself, and they have like a local administrative governance in which they select the administrators for their BOMAs. Okay, so in Pajok, if you're like, for example, you're from Patanga or Bobi, you're from Kapa, these subgroups govern themselves. They could be just towns or cities, they can be villages. So they are called bomas and they govern themselves locally. And then they report to payams, okay? The payams they fall under. And the payams they fall under report to counties. And the counties then in turn report to the state government system or the governor. Okay, so if there's anything happening at the local level, they have to follow the protocol, obviously, as structured as you see here in this illustration. Okay, so this is how I was able to figure out how the system was set up a few years ago when I didn't understand. When we became independent, I was like, wait a minute, we have counties, payams, and bomas. And I really didn't understand it until I had to like go into Wikimedia or Wikipedia to understand um, how the system is structured. Okay, so if you don't know already, you already know the current president of present day South Sudan is Salva Kiir, and the many vice presidents. I'm not going to list all of them. Okay, now this information comes from Wikimedia or Wikipedia as well. So there may have been changes, as you know. The government of South Sudan makes a lot of changes on a daily basis, so it might not be current. Okay, now let me go down further. I don't think you care about who the Speaker of the House is and any of that. So the system is set up, the political system or political structure is set up that we have a judiciary, Supreme Court, okay? And then we have the administrative divisions, being, like I said, states and administrative areas, okay? Which are governed by governors, okay? And then we have counties, like I said, Magwi County is one example. I think Torit is also another county. Okay. And then we have Payam. The Payam level, we have something like Pajok Payam. And then at the Boma level, we have the subgroups or the subclans, right? So we follow this structure of government. Just so you guys can understand. Now, I'm going to share something else with you. Let me stop sharing this one. Okay. I don't know if this information is interesting at all, but I'm going to keep sharing. Before I start reading something else, I just wanted to make sure you guys understood the context, the landscape, and the political structure of South Sudan. Okay. Okay. I don't think you guys really care about knowing this information here, but I pulled some information from southsudan.org, where I was able to find more information about Magwi County. I focus on Magwi County because Pajok is part of Magwi County. Okay, so in present day, we follow Magwi County. Okay, so let me just share information about Magwi County if you care to know. If you don't, that's okay. You can skip over this video, but I thought it was interesting to be able to show the context and the landscape to our audience. Now, let me hit share. Now, where is it? Just some stats about Magui County. I think this is it right here. Okay, this is from southsudan.org if you want to look up that information, okay? Okay, this is some information about Magui County. Let's see. So you can see that the population of Acholi people of Magui County is growing, okay, over the years. Up until 2025, there was approximately 314,000 people in Magui County. They do say that in Magui County actually includes the Madi people, not just Acholi. I didn't know that. I thought Magui County in present-day South Sudan only had Acholi, the Acholi community. I didn't know that Madi was also included. So those in Magui County includes Acholi and Madi people. Okay, so up until 2025, there was a total of, or approximately 314,000 people. Okay. I'm not going to read too much about everything else because that's not what my focus is on this platform at the moment. I already told you Magwi County is located in Eastern Equatoria State, and it also borders Torit County. Torit is the next county over towards the right, also within Eastern Equatoria State. Okay. The other counties include Ikotos. If I'm not saying that correctly, please excuse me. Ikotos County towards the east. Okay. And then they have other counties that I'm not going to go into. My focus is really just Eastern Equatoria and Magwi County. Okay. Let me see, what else can I find about Magwi County? Okay, so Magwi County also has Magwi Town. So the actual government structure of Magwi County is located in Magwi Town. And Magwi Town itself is considered Magwi Payam. Okay, or Magwi Payam is within Magwi County or within Magwi Town. Isn't that confusing? Okay. So now the head government offices are in Magwi Town, right? Because Magwi County governs, the other payams within Magwi County. What else can I share with you guys? I don't care about other details at the moment. That's not my focus. Again, it's a strategic location. It borders Uganda. We still have a lot of land disputes with Uganda because the Acholi community is situated right on the border. That's where Magwi County is as well. And there's a lot of land disputes and border disputes with Uganda in present day. Okay, even though the communities on the other side of Uganda are also Acholi people. Okay, so it's just a government to government kind of challenge, but although it affects the local communities. Okay, so there's still land and border disputes between the Acholi communities of present day Southern Sudan and present day Uganda, mainly along the lines of the Acholi territories. Okay. Do I care about all this information? I don't want to really go into details about everything else. course, there's still a lot of conflict, and a lot of our people are running into Uganda as refugees. We did the same. Our family did the same. We were refugees in Kitgum in 1988. We were refugees in Kitgum, and then we were attacked by Joseph Kony, and then we were dispersed. And then my family ended up in Kiradongo refugee camp, which is like in Boyale. And up until 1992, we came to the U.S. basically. That's about it. I'm not going to go too much into detail about everything else. Okay. So these are the payams inside Magwi County. The payams inside Magwi County, I don't think this is everything, but the payams listed here inside Magwi County are Magwi Payam, Lobone Payam, Mugali Payam, Nimule Payam, Pagiri Payam, and Pajok Payam. And there's some payams listed as Iwire and Oba, okay? So these are the payams inside Magwi County. They are governed by the government or the governor situated in Magwi Town, okay? And that's about it. If you want to read more about Magwi County, you can look up Magwi County on southsudan.org, and you'll find that information, okay? I pull out my deck. Okay. What else do I want to show you guys? Is there anything else? Okay, I just want to show you just one last image of the administrative units or divisions of Eastern Equatoria, and then from there I'm going to end this session. Okay, I'll pull out my deck. Let me see if I can get it up here and share with you. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, there it is. Okie dokie. Let me see if you can see it. I hope you can see it. Okay. So these are the list of counties up until 2020. I'm not sure if anything has changed in the past 5 to 6 years, but the counties in South Sudan, or the counties in Eastern Equatoria, I would say, includes, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Budi County, Budi County. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Okay, right here. Okay, then we have Iquitos County, Capueta East County. Then we have Capueta North County. We have Capueta South County. We have Lafon County. We have Magwi County, and we have Torid County. Okay. These are counties in Eastern Equatoria, which is our state and present-day South Sudan. This is where you'll find most of the Acholi community. Some have also migrated to other areas and live elsewhere, such as in Juba, but the state that we're known to settle in is Eastern Equatoria. Okay, so this is the map here of the different counties in Eastern Equatoria, okay? So Magwi County, you see here, I hope you can see me hovering over Magwi County in the yellow here towards the south west, okay? Next to Magwi County to your right is Torid County, and then to the further east and south is Iquitos County. On top of Torid is Lafon County. To the further east is Booty, Booty County. Okay, on top of that, we have Capueta North. And then this little slip here is Capueta South, which is very small. Okay, these are all counties in Eastern Equatoria. Okay, and then we have Capueta East, which is very large. Okay, they were a little bit greedy, but I assume most of it is filled with like forestry and stuff like that, or mountains or stuff like that. So you can see that this region of South Sudan, which is Eastern Equatoria State, is very close to the border, and it borders Kenya, Uganda, and Ethiopia on top here. Okay. The state right above is Jonglei State, and the state to the west is Central Equatoria State, which includes the capital of present day South Sudan, which is Juba. Okay. Now, the river you see here is the White Nile, and it flows upwards. Okay. It goes from Uganda through Central Equatoria State. It brushes onto the border of Eastern Equatoria and Central Equatoria State. So it flows up. The White Nile flows up through Juba, up through Jonglei State, and further up. Okay. So that's about it. This is the community or the state in which the Pajok or the Acholi people currently live in present day South Sudan. More specifically, Magwi County. We do have a lot of Acholi people in Turit as well, in other states. What we know for sure is the fact that with displacement, you can really find Acholi people anywhere in any state, in Southern Sudan, or even in any county in Eastern Equatoria. Not only that, we have seen a rise in intermarriages with other tribes or other clans. So most likely you will be able to find some Acholi people in other areas of South Sudan. Okay, not just in Magwi County, not just in Turit County, not just in Juba. You might be able to find Acholi people in other parts of South Sudan, while you will also find refugees in neighboring countries in Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, and other places. Okay, so that's about it for today. I just wanted to share this information with you guys. Oh my God, it's so loud. Now, if you have any comments about where Pajok is located and the information that I just shared with you, please leave a comment under this video. Please send me a private message or a DM. Now remember, Pajok is part of Magwi County. Pajok has its own town, it's a city itself, but it is governed by the governor in Magwi County. And Pajok has bomas, okay, meaning smaller cities or villages that govern themselves locally, and they report to the administrative unit in Pajok Town, and that Pajok Town governor or administrator reports to Magwi County, the government system in Magwi County being the governor, and then the governor then reports to, the administrative commissioner or the executive director at the Magwi County office then reports to the state's governor, which is Eastern Equatoria State's governor. Okay, so let me know what you think about the information you received today. I'm just all over the place trying to connect the dots and connect information that I'm finding. And I also want to understand Pajok Mabe, and I want to understand South Sudan Mabe. As somebody that is not there locally. Okay, Apwoyo, let me know what you think. If you have any questions about Pajok, Magwi County, Eastern Equatoria State, or anything like that, let me know. Apwoyo. Okay, Now I will be reading about one of the other clans. Stay tuned. Informative.